Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. It's good to be back. I had to go away again. Lots of shifting happening, lots of 3D stuff happening. So let's just get right into the reading. This is messages from your higher self. Because of all of the shifts, I thought that it would be really necessary actually to get some wisdom and advice from the highest part of yourself. Okay, so I'm going to show you each of the groups. If you're listening to this and you didn't skip, I just wanted to let you guys know, and I'll say it later, that I am having an early summer sale for all of my readings, and I will link that below. It's 20% off all of the tarot readings, just as a thank you to you guys. And also, if any of you have purchased my tarot deck, my handmade tarot deck, please let me know if you have not received it. If you purchased it and you did not get an email notification that it was sent out, please let me know below, or you can email me. I'll link that in the description as well. Okay, so let's look at the four groups here for today's reading. This is group number 1, the Black Sage. For group 1. This is group number 2, the Eye of Horus. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This is group number 3, the selenite. I don't really know what to call this except that. It's like a slab or something. A brick. And then group number 4 is the blue apatite bracelet. Blue apatite bracelet. This is group number 4. Okay, so again we have here group number 1. Okay, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So as always, just go with whichever one you feel called to the most. You can look at the thumbnail for the overhead shot. You can pause the video. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 1, which is the Black Sage. Apparently, this is helpful for visions and dreams and things like that. At least that's what I read when I bought it. Never used it before. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, Black Sage, please. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Okay. So let's see. We're going to get messages from your higher self. Advice, just to see how you're doing. So the higher self of group 1. I don't know what they're trying to say there. All right. Sorry if I hurt your eardrums. I'm so sorry. Higher self of group 1. Would you like to give them a message just as a start, please? I would say that's a yes. Higher self of group 1. What would you like to tell group 1? Thank you. Well, the first thing that your higher self said is to keep going, but specifically to continue forward, only trusting your intuition and your inner flow. So this is going to require some level of, I would say, relaxation or balance. Because if you are moving forward with, let's say, a passionate energy, or a more like of a headstrong energy, that is going to take you into a different direction than probably your higher self wants you to go. So this is the first card, and it's quite, I would say this is the strongest message for you. If you're already used to and skilled with using your intuition, this is not going to be a problem for you. But for the rest of you, if you're not used to really just kind of feeling that flow, it might be challenging at first. So the only thing that I can really recommend here is to maybe meditate, take some deep breaths, and then I would say learn how to just kind of settle into your own energy, to center yourself. If you want the best inspiration, I would say just go to the water element, watch the waves. If you can't go to the water element, you can listen to a meditation, and that could inspire you. So higher self says it is absolutely necessary right now to go with the flow, or to move forward by following your inner flow. Some of you, this could look like following your creativity, your inspiration, your voice. Any of these things will be involved there. And the reason why your higher self is emphasizing this is because of the destination that you would get to, right? If you follow your inner intuition and flow, you're going to get to your highest good, best results of whatever it is that you're moving towards. So that's why they're suggesting this method. Higher self of group 1, what would you like to tell them? What is your message for them? I'm like, I feel like this is a group 1 thing for some reason, but the fidgetiness is very real. So I don't know if you feel that way too. Another reason to kind of follow the flow and just that calmness. I personally would achieve that through posture and deep breathing. I also like crystals to help me with this. I like howlite a lot. But there's plenty of choices with regard to crystals. Higher self, group 1, what do you want to tell them? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I feel like this one is such a you message. They're giving you perfect confirmation here that you're on the right path. I don't know if you guys wanted that validation here, or if you regularly seek validation from the universe. That's why I was saying like this is perfectly catered to you. All of your spirit guides are showing up in this card. Well, as many as could fit in this card. You may have more. They're giving me the number 7. You could have 7 main spirit guides that are really lifting you up and all kind of in a coordinated way. They're lifting you up, they're supporting you, they're guiding you forward. And this is another reason why your higher self was like, hey, you have to go with the flow here, because all of the guides are doing that dance with you. They're trying to lead you forward in this very fluid way. And your higher self is confirming here, you're doing the right thing. You just have to go forward in this way. Try not to force things or go against the flow. That's very hard because we always want what we want as human beings. But if you can instead say to the universe or, whoever, I surrender fully and I accept whatever you think is best for me. I know that's very, very difficult, but that's just one example of how you can open up that pathway to your highest good and get those results. Your higher self is also saying that you're actively healing and balancing. I don't know if you've been working on this for a very long time. Probably you have. It's working. Okay, your higher self is very supportive of you, like your own personal cheerleader, very nurturing. Your higher self is very nurturing of you and all of the work that you're doing and of your soul in general. Your higher self is saying right now that another thing you've succeeded in, or you will within the next couple of days, or maybe even weeks or months, like very short amount of time. It's not going to take longer than, let's say, 2 to 3 months. That's the max. You are achieving a lot of personal willpower. So that's the solar plexus, because I was drawn to all of the yellow. That's partly why you're going to be healing so much. Your confidence is going to be restored. Some of you, this is going to happen in as little as 2 days. Others of you, it's going to just be a range. It kind of just depends on when you're really ready to receive these things. But your higher self is, again, rooting for you, saying that you're becoming balanced, that you're actively healing yourself. I'm noticing the water again, kind of like dipping your foot into the water, and that gave me such a cooling sensation. Like if you actually put your foot into cool water and it just washes over you with this sense of relief or like a tingling sensation. That's what they said there. It feels just like that energetically. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. So you can see, like I said before, remember I said 7, now it's just funny that they gave you 3 more. They're working with you, and your higher self is working with you. And I think that the only next step would be to work with them, right? So they're working with you. They want you to work with them and to collaborate. That's the word. This is a collaboration. I don't really know how it works in the grand scheme of things, but it often feels like a 50-50 effort. So we're doing everything we can to put out good energy, to put out love, and just to, kind of do our thing, be a good person. All that stuff is very real. But then the other half of it is we have to really surrender and release, because that's where the wheel turns and they do their thing. I have seen some crazy stuff happen behind, like in terms of divine alignment, divine timing, and how they work, how the universe works. It blows my mind, right? How they work, and we can't see what they're doing, but it's so real. So if you let them do their thing, they will, but you have to have a lot of trust. And again, I know it's not easy, because it means we have to have that blind faith. Okay, higher self of group 1, what else would you like to tell them? Anything about what's to come in the future or near future? Higher self, group 1. I think you're going to have a vision or a dream in the next couple of days, up to 3 days. So some of you might literally see a child. This is the Page of Cups. You might literally see a child or some kind of a small, meek-looking figure. This being may not be a child, but they could come through as a child. If you have a child, it even could look like them, where you're going to have either a dream or a daydream or some kind of a sign that's very obvious to you, and it's something with child is going to be involved. I don't think it's inner child. I feel like this is just this outward interpretation of child. And specifically, what's going to happen here in this sign or this vision, they're going to give you a lot of information. So I would recommend to just simply be open to whatever it is. If you happen to have a notebook with you, or I guess you could just obviously like use something like your phone or whatever, to write down and to channel what it is that they're telling you. Because if you miss that little window of time where they're giving you this information, you might be like, oh, shoot, I should have written that down. So just be aware that you might be receiving that information and they want you to channel it. So make sure that you take the opportunity, jot it down. You're probably going to forget it after it like, you know how you wake up from a dream and you just forget whatever? This could happen when you're awake too. But channeling doesn't really happen in the conscious part of the brain, so you may want to... That's why I forget what I just said in every tarot reading, because I'm not conscious when I'm doing it. So this is happening very soon, next couple of days. Some of you, if it doesn't happen within 3 days, it probably won't be too much longer after that. Please be ready. That's what your higher self said. Higher self, what else? Black Sage group, thank you. I want to know if they have a warning for you. I wasn't sure if I should make that this reading. It's not, it's kind of off-putting, but I think some people like warnings. Higher self of group 1. Your higher self is patient, actually. They showed me an image of them just sitting there with you, having a cup of coffee at a round table. I thought that was kind of nice. And what I'm noticing that they're doing is they were, not that your higher self needs this, but they were actually using a divination tool. So my divination tool obviously is tarot. So if you happen to have any tools like that, whether it's tarot cards, oracle cards, or really anything that you typically use to help you to receive messages, that is going to be advised within the next couple of days, in addition to this message here, or these messages, because there's many. They want you to do that. Your higher self is asking you to pull out a deck of cards or whatever. You can even continue to watch videos like these, but they were exchanging with you cards and messages. So that's another thing. We have here the Eight of Cups and the Empress. This is you moving on, right? Maybe this is what you're in the vision, the reading. It's like an imaginary reading, I guess. I don't know. This is probably what they were showing you. They're saying, hey, you're moving on from that previous way of life. You're traveling to new worlds. Some of you, that could be literally, but I think for everyone it's symbolic. You're traveling to new realms, and a lot of you are going to be receiving messages from your third and crown chakra, third eye and crown chakra. I'm seeing this as a transmitter. You see the scepter or whatever it is that she's holding. I'm seeing this as some sort of a transmitter from the higher realms, higher frequencies and stuff like that. You're very open to receive these messages, at least from what I can see here. I'm seeing that your higher self is very, very vocal, really helpful, just a patient best friend of you. I don't know if you guys have experienced this. This has happened to me a few times, kind of freaked me out. Even, like, I get freaked out by spiritual stuff all the time. You would think I wouldn't anymore. But sometimes when I look into a particular mirror in the house, my higher self looks right at me and starts talking. And I'm like, wow, am I just losing my mind? But that could happen to you guys if you just look into a specific mirror where you feel connected to, or you just notice it and see what happens. See if your higher self starts to come through and talk to you. Higher self, in my experience, sounds just like us, but a very mature version of us, more than what we're used to, I guess. At least that's what it happened for me. So what else? Anything about the near future higher self? Group 1, thank you. Yeah, they said again that you're reaching an ending of a cycle, and then therefore after the world you should be seeing the Fool. The new beginning, the new cycle should be happening very soon. I did think July, if you're watching this when I'm posting it, and maybe if you're watching it afterwards, it did happen in July. However, this is not something that you'll be able to guess, and you won't expect it at all. That's why the Seven of Swords is here to say it's quite hidden. So here is a number 7 again on the bottom. This is just gonna pop out, like it really is. What is popping out though? Is there anything they can know, any advice that they can know about what's to come? The Queen of Pentacles. So they didn't really say much with that, but what they did say with the Queen of Pentacles is that you're going to be feeling much more grounded, capable, and prosperous. So obviously if some of you are focusing on stuff with your careers, that's big. Others of you, if you're focusing on your physical health, there's going to be some nice energy there as well, and healing. But we did see that already with the Temperance card. Okay, so after this, I'll get a couple more messages from a different deck, but higher self, anything else? And the Moon. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions. And again, they're asking you to trust. They're speaking to you the whole time. If you ever are unaware or uncertain or afraid, they're going to be there with you the whole way through. I look at this and I see two versions of you. You're kind of, looking up at the moon saying, what do I do? Where do I go? But there is your higher self on the other side of that path. And all you have to do is listen. Literally, that's it. Just listen and they will respond. Or they will, just prove that they're there somehow. I think what I'm going to get now is just a couple of final messages. I'm going to use my handmade deck. Speaking of, if you did order my handmade deck and you did not receive it for whatever reason, please let me know immediately. You can comment or you can email me. I'll link my email in the description. It's the Child Tarot, and they're in stock. If you want to purchase these, the link is in the description. Can we please have final messages, higher self of group number 1, any other final messages that will be helpful to them? Warnings if you want, anything, final messages for group 1. Oop, got a good, oh, I like this. You have the Ace of Polynoses or Pentacles here at the bottom. So again, if you are seeking a new career opportunity or something new with your prosperity and abundance in whatever way physical, this is available to you. They're going to help you with that. They're going to help you through to the next steps. There's going to be a lot involved with that, but they're just encouraging you to begin to manifest it. Let's see here. Oh my God, I love it. This is the game or the fool. Remember I said to you that after the world comes the fool. Here it is. There you are. You're standing at the edge of the cliff. You're ready to take a leap of faith, and you're so trusting within the universe and your higher self. Like I said, they will always be there to guide you. Make sure, though, that you are not taking too much on this journey. So the child here on this is called the child tarot. That's why everyone looks like this. The child is only carrying the fanny pack, and there's not much there, just the bare essentials. So make sure that you're not bogged down by a bunch of whatever it is, like baggage or just things that don't serve you. I know it's hard to release, but that's just their advice so far, is to liberate yourself. The fireflies, this is the star card. Again, it's the same thing. Just really have hope, have faith, have trust. Again, not easy to do always, but just take little steps. You can just simply recite an affirmation, or you can just visualize. And even if you were to literally do something like this, just lying back on the ground, on the grass or something, looking up at the sky, all of a sudden things just feel simpler. That's actually why I included this, because I don't think I've done this in a very long time, but it just feels so innocent. Then we have here the Four of Polynoses, or Pentacles, the hopscotch there. This is just talking about kind of feeling stuck, I would say. This is a very stuck feeling for you guys. I do think that this would probably be the only thing that's preventing your success, is if you don't step outside of this little box. So let me just put it into context, I guess, with this card. If you feel like you're bound to this little, like, 4 spaces, your higher self is saying that is so not true. You are not bound to anything. You're not trapped. You're not stuck. So please, again, see yourself as liberated, and you will be, even if it just starts within your imagination. And then your final card is the Death card, Roundabout. Again, this is talking about the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new one. I do feel like songs are going to be important for you to pay attention to. If you start to hear a song in your head, if you just see significant lyrics, it could be a clue as to, you know, how to move forward and things. Okay. So that was a lot of messages. I just lost myself in your reading. I feel like this was this was like a build-up, like a long time coming sort of a thing. And thank you to your higher self for these messages. Boy. So I really hope that this was helpful to you guys. I'm always rooting for you. Before I forget to mention, I'm having an early summer sale on all personal readings. The link is below. It's 20% off all readings. I don't know how long the sale is going to last, but the info is below, and all the other info you need is in the description. Thank you guys so much. Wishing you well, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the Eye of Horus. I was just making sure it's facing the right way. Okay, I've never used this before. I don't think I have, at least. I tried, and that did not go well. So this should be interesting. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, please. The Eye of Horus group. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Okay, so your higher self. What does your higher self want to tell you? We're going to get everything. Messages, guidance, even warnings if they feel like it. Higher self, please. Higher self of group 2. Yeah, I mean, I already feel, obviously, like they're watching me. Because, like, look at it. Okay. And it's, like, making me a little nervous. Hold on a second. Higher self of group number 2. What would you like to tell them? What is your first message? Higher self of group 2. What is your message for group 2? Thank you. Yeah, they are watching very vigilantly. Okay. They want to say a lot. Hang on, let's get it all out there. Okay. Group 2. Let's take a look at this one. We have, oh, this is nice. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups. We have Queen of Cups and Swords, which is interesting to me. We have the 9 of Swords, Judgment, and then the 10 of Pentacles. I cannot ignore the fact that I feel like there's a really heavy message for you with regard to family, because you have the 2 family cards on either end, kind of like these bookmarks, and then you have these 2 feminine energies here at the center. If that is the case, I will clarify that for you, but even just looking at this, whether it's family or not, kind of feels to me like there is this opposition. I don't even want to call it a conflict, but it feels like there's this sort of a notion of balance here for you guys. Maybe there's 2 different sides of yourself that you're dealing with right now. If you do feel this resonates for your family situation, it could be that, you know, you're at opposite ends right now with someone close to you. We'll get all of that. But whatever the case is, someone here is very much in their worry energy. This would be the one or the side of you that is the more practical, logical side. And this is what your higher self is watching over you. Like they're watching over you in this energy the most. Here's an example of what your higher self is doing. Trying to give you answers, trying to give you comfort. However, I would say that some of you might not be aware that they're there, and you're actually missing some of what they're telling you. So that's what we're going to get today. Higher self, can you please clarify what's going on with these 4 cards? What is this pertaining to, please? Higher self. So yeah, like I said, some of you, there could be some conflict, whether it's family or just your own internal sense. There could be this struggle for power, this struggle for control and taking leadership. Again, I'm getting imbalance question here. Okay, so your reading is going to probably help you to navigate that. We'll get more. Anything else before we get into it further? Higher self of group 2. What is your message for group 2? Okay, yeah, they confirmed that something is heavy, something needs to be cleared. Your heart chakra needs to be cleared. You may need to get out of this like stuck energy. The King of Pentacles does feel kind of stuck, you know, he's wearing armor, he's just sitting there, his eyes are closed, he's holding on to 2 things kind of tightly. So your higher self wants you to just sort of get out of that path. And for some of you, maybe get out of your own way. I definitely can relate to that. So let's get more. Higher self of group 2, what would you like to tell them just about themselves and their own inner path, please? Let's just start there. Higher self of group 2, just about themselves. They want you to start fresh, okay? This is the Fool card. This is you as the little baby version of you on Earth, in this incarnation at least. And everything is like a blank slate. Group 1 had a similar message, actually. Like, I'm kind of blanking on what it was. But just to be freed and unburdened. So this is what your higher self is drawing your attention towards right now. They want you to be in your Fool energy. They want you to think of things from a fresh perspective, to the point where, let's say that tomorrow you could be starting over. You could be starting your whole life over, right? To what you want it to be. What would that look like for you? And how might you reinvent yourself? You know, a lot of people do that with the new year and stuff, or with a new birthday, or if they move to a new home or something like that. This is what your higher self is needing from you right now. And whether or not you have something new coming, this energy is still going to be yours to claim. So higher self really wants you to start fresh. So I did see the blank canvas. I don't know if you guys are like me. But I have an addiction to new journals. I don't think I've ever finished a journal. I really don't think I have. But I just love the fresh start aspect of things. So if you can kind of picture that, like, what would this look like for you? So in whatever way you can create this new beginning and this fresh energy, it's very much advised right now. And it's going to help lift the energy of so much in your life. You're going to feel a pep in your step. You're going to feel hopeful. You're going to feel reinvigorated. So I did a version of this recently. You know, it all it takes sometimes is just cleaning your environment, saging if you can. Different things like that. That's just one example. You can do so many things, but that is what your higher self needs from you. Okay, what else? Higher self, what do they need to know about themselves? Well, your higher self is really advocating and emphasizing self-love at this time, because if you are in harmony with yourself, you're going to be 100% at your ideal level of progress and functioning. I don't know why they said functioning, but you're going to be operating as the best version of you by simply being in balance. It's not easy, but balance is a simple idea. It's just kind of tough for us human beings. So one way that you can work towards your balance is just, well, I mean, you could meditate, of course, work on the 7 chakras, be in balance that way. Another way I think is being advised here is by making peace with yourself, coming into a bit of more self-love and self-acceptance. If you are familiar with inner fighting with yourself, this would be an example of how we have inner imbalance, okay? So try to encourage yourself instead of fighting with yourself. Try to just be kind to yourself. And then here we have the 3 of Wands. So again, your higher self said, you're going to expand, or this is what is needed for me right now. If this is not a prediction, this is advice. They're asking you to aim higher. They're asking you to step outside of the bounds of whatever it is that you're in now. Obviously, it sounds impossible sometimes, but they're saying just by this energy, you can manifest that freedom. It does feel heavy. The energy in general does feel heavy, but this can be yours. They're asking you to claim the energy of freedom. Okay, so what else, higher self of group 2, do they need to know, please? Thank you. What else? So they're indicating that you have opportunities coming towards you very soon. I'm getting the letter R for some of you, could even be the color red. An opportunity is heading your way. It's quite cloudy so far, and it's gonna probably just sneak up on you. Again, this is weirdly similar to group number 1. My readings tend to be different. Like obviously different, but this has some similarities there. I don't know if you were also drawn to that group or you know someone who picked that one. Okay, you have 2 number 9s in a row. I like this a lot. You are standing by yourself in your inner sanctuary. That's why I love this. I really resonate with solitude, and so you're doing a lot of inner work. I don't know if you've already been doing that, but it's working for you. And if you have not been able to have some alone time or some introspection time, again, your higher self is encouraging you to do this now, because when you have that moment, even if it's for a few minutes, you're going to be receiving some shining light. And it's also just needed for your soul's replenishment at this time, especially if the message from before resonated that there's some conflict within you and your environment. Okay, what else? What do we need to know? Higher self, anything else? So if you are spending some time by yourself, just in your own inner world. They want you to move away from the idea that you're doing this alone. They need you to know that you are incredibly supported by the divine, that warmth and support is right there. You just have to open up your heart towards that and really feel the support of the universe. And I personally, I would recommend, I think the best way to do this is probably in nature, because when we're in nature, we're just effortlessly connected. Let's see. So here we have this similar message from before, 10 and Queen of Cups. This is about harmony. If you guys ever feel like you're a little bit too much in your head or your logical energy, this is your inner creative energy. This is your inner spiritual energy. There's so much harmony here in this card, almost like you're singing a song to the heavens. It's just such a beautiful, warm message. This is you doing your thing. You have freed yourself from some of the constraints, I think, of the logical mind, if that's how you typically operate. And you're just, I think you're actually operating from your heart in this card. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if they wanted to tell you anything more about your environment, though, your outer world. Higher self of group 2. Do you have a message for them about someone or something in their outer world? Any final messages about that? Yeah, actually. Queen of Cups again. You have 3 of Cups. You have 6 of Cups. Now, this is either someone you already know, and if this doesn't resonate right now, it will very soon, up to maybe 4 days, 4 weeks. For most of you, there's someone here that's very supportive of you. This could be a best friend, a sister or brother, a soul tribe member, any soul person. And again, either you know them already, or if you don't, you will soon. Again, if you're open to this energy. So someone is here to fully support you. Some of you, it might even be more than one person, which is just such a beautiful thing. What else do we need to know about their outer worlds? Seek the support of this like-minded person or like-minded people, especially, you know, if you do feel alone, if you do feel like you're struggling, there is or will be someone in the 3D to support you. Whoop. Okay, so here we have this card again from before. This is reminding you that you are not alone. I know how hard it is if you physically feel like you are alone. I used to use this affirmation where I would always observe that I didn't have like that soul tribe or these types of soul connections, but I would always put myself in this new affirmation. So if I said something like, I don't have a soul tribe, I would say in my head, yet. So just by saying yet, it was transmuting that negative to positive, and, you know, lo and behold, the universe gives you what you need. So you have also here the Fool. This is talking about the new journey again, and then the 9 of Cups. This is a really amazing combo here. So this is the new beginning specifically of your happiness. So in the outer world, this is not just about your mind and your heart. This is an opportunity in your outer world for happiness very soon. Can you tell us what this will be? Higher self. Is it just like I don't know if it's a vacation, but that is very happy, I would say. That is a great opportunity. Some of you, it's a vacation. Others of you, it's replenishment. Others of you, it's just feeling peaceful. You know, this is an opportunity, something peaceful. It's really long overdue. Can you tell us more of what's this happiness that's coming towards them, higher self, please? Well, we have a hint of victory here as well. That's coming a bit, I would say a little bit later into the months. Some victory is coming towards you. But here we have the star and the moon. This feels like your cosmic self kind of talking to you. The star and the moon together. I don't really think that happens frequently in my readings. And that I read them as this, star and moon, that like the cosmos. You're going to be, so yes, this is a little bit of an internal message, but you are going to be connecting with your, I think like your 5D self. Oh, I see. You're going to be actually, I think, aligning with your higher self. So basically, the higher self that's telling you these messages, you're going to be this higher self within the near future. And what this is going to bring you is the success that you were hoping for, that you were working towards, something that was previously a burden to you for a very long time. Anything else? Any final messages? Yeah, when we were talking about freedom, because of this success and the ascension or the alignment, this is what you're going to be freeing yourself from. If you have struggled with any kind of negative attachments, it even could be things like habits or addictions or oppression of any kind, you are going to be freed from this. I would like to tell you a time frame. I would say for most of you, this is going to happen before the end of this year if you're watching it when I'm posting it. But the timing is really not their point. They're saying that this is going to happen. It's coming soon. And the final thing that I'm going to get for you is just a message from my handmade deck. This is the Child Tarot. If you ordered this and you didn't get it, please let me know. I sent all of them out, and if you'd like to purchase it, the info is below. It's in stock now. Higher self, what is your final message for group 2, please? Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. So your higher self says, I'm here for you. I am you. You just have to tune in and listen to those words. Listen to that support. And this is an eternal bond. Your higher self is coming across as a best friend, which actually now makes sense to me, what we saw in the beginning with the two queens not looking at each other. So if you can face yourself as that was suggesting, then you're going to be in that harmony with yourself. And then you're going to be, I would say probably 3 times more powerful. Like they said, 3-fold powerful or something like that. We have here the Healer of Polynoses. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Let me see what else. We have here the Trauma. This is the Tower card. Okay. Here I do feel like there could have been a disruption in your foundation. It could have been within your physical body, that caused a feeling of a lack of safety or security for you guys. So, yeah. So your higher self is actually asking you to empower yourself by almost like mothering yourself. That's, sorry to say like a gender or whatnot, but this is the mama card. So it's like you have to nurture yourself, because that is going to immensely help your sense of inner fear. And someone said that to me, actually. I don't think she reads tarot anymore, but she had said that. She said the phrase, mother yourself. And I really liked that phrase, because oftentimes we don't really think we can do that. But this is what your higher self is about to help you with, to help to nurture yourself so that you can feel safe and so that you can feel empowered. Okay? So I think that overall, your higher self gave you a bunch of different wisdoms, a bunch. And it's exciting to know that you're going to really align with this version of you in the near future. This is not going to take long. You guys are coming across with a quiet energy, which is interesting. Almost like you are resting and something is about to pop up out of the jack-in-the-box soon. So if you're noticing your life is a bit quiet or feels almost in limbo, that's going to change. That's going to change very soon, like I said. Okay? So thank you to your higher self for these messages. If you missed my announcement, I just opened up an early summer sale today for all personal readings. Are 20% off, so you can see the link below. Thank you guys so much. I really hope that this was helpful. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the selenite brick looking thing. Okay, so your higher self, let's see what they want to tell you. Spirit, this reading is for group 3, please. Selenite. Please provide us clear, guided messages. Thank you. Oh, felt like that was a stiff shuffle, kind of like the slab there. Spirit, please. Higher self of group number 3. Higher self of our selenite group. Would you like to give them a message? Thank you. Whoop. Okay. Higher self, group 3. Let's just start there. We have the 2 of Cups as your first card. The Moon and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so, you know, sometimes I get confused with cards like this, and I'm wondering if it's about self or love. Some readers are not confused by that, and I admire them, but I am. But for you guys, I immediately got the message that there is this sort of internal, I would say, confusion or mystery. It has to do with the path of your passion and your path in general of your life. Okay, I'm going to try to remind myself to put the path pick a cards in the description so that you can have some updates on this. But that is what the first message from your higher self has to do with, the fact that there could be some confusion and mystery with regard to your path ahead. Now, here's what's interesting. Your higher self is saying the only reason why you're uncertain about your path is because you are uncertain about yourself. And I guess that sounds almost obvious as I say it right now, but people often think that they have to know what the path is, where they're going, and what the steps are. But I feel like the reality is that it's not exactly about the path. It's not exactly about the outer world or even like the destination or the journey. It's about us, okay? So for example, if you are certain of yourself and of your abilities and of what you feel called to in your soul, just about who you are within your soul, then your path ahead in the present and into the future is actually going to be created from that right there, from that knowledge, from that energy. So if you feel like you don't know yourself, that's actually okay, because that means that this could be the time where you let yourself discover who you are. So let me give you some examples here. Let's say that you don't know yourself well, but you do know that you're a healer, or you're a creator, or you're, let's say, some sort of a mentor or something like that. And you know that this is what your soul needs, okay? This is who you are. This is what makes you happy. I'll add a soul message reading in the description as well. If you know this about yourself, then the path ahead is actually really obvious, or it will just effortlessly be created. This is the advice that I often give people in my personal readings. I get asked that question quite a bit. They're like, what am I supposed to do? What is my path? What's my purpose, my mission? And I do revert back to that. Like, who are you within your soul? What is your inner truth? So again, if you guys are not sure of who you are, let this be the starting point of discovering that person. Now, let's say you already know who you are or who you wish to be. And if you feel like, how am I supposed to get from this point to this point, right? That is where the mystery lies, and that's probably where the fear lies. So if you're worrying about that, your higher self is actually saying to you, you don't need to actually think about that. That is more of the job of your guides and the universe. But all you have to do is just be more present and say, okay, I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to take small steps, and the rest of it, I'm going to trust that it's going to somehow fall into place. I know that's very terrifying, but in my personal experience, that is how it works. I've had to blindly trust my guides, even when they wanted me to take, it seemed like they wanted me to take these risks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that doesn't sound like a good idea. But I listened, I trusted, I did my best, and I always saw the reason at the end. Higher self of group 3. What else would you like to tell them? Your messages. Higher self, group 3. They mentioned again some kind of confusion here with the Seven of Cups. But they also talked about an opportunity where you might not see how it aligns. Okay, so remember before I said to you I was confused if this was you or someone else that you're with? I see why now. There is someone else in your aura, a very powerful soul connection, whether this is romantic or a friend or family. There's someone here, very close to you, very close to your heart, and in a very beautiful way, they're attempting to share the burden or take away some of the burden from you. This could also be someone who has recently passed. This is going to really depend because like this person could be in any dimension right now. I don't know, but whatever resonates, obviously. This person is so close to your heart, whether they're on earth or in a higher plane. They're so loving. This is such a beautiful message. The other two groups didn't really get something like this. This is quite clearly a soul connection. So someone that just unconditionally loves you. I don't know who they are. It's because it'll be different for everyone. Some of you, this is weird because I think group 2 actually got the letter R as well. I saw the little red roof here and I thought of the letter R. Who knows? Yeah, this person is just... it's almost like they're speechless. They don't communicate necessarily only through words, but their energy is shining a huge light and protecting over you. It's kind of overwhelming and intense. It's a bright, pure light. And your higher self just wanted to let you know that for some reason. Higher self of group number 3, would you like to give us any other messages for their future, for their path? What else do they need to know? Thank you. Okay. All right. We have the Hanged Man, the 3 of Wands. Okay. And the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. These are some strong cards. So with the Hanged Man, that's an obvious message to me that they're asking you to surrender and to let go, but also to begin to look at things from a different perspective. If you guys feel limited right now, if you feel stuck, your higher self is saying it could actually just be because of your perspective right now. So anybody could say to you, oh yeah, you know, like, look at the bigger picture, try to change your mind about things. First of all, it sounds cliche, and second of all, it's not an easy thing to do. The Hanged Man is literally upside down, right? And if you notice, this is like a silly thing that I sometimes would think of, but if you notice, if you actually go to a different elevation or position in the room or a different place, a new location entirely, right? You're going to see how things actually change your perspective. That's a literal sense, but it does do something to your soul and your mind. So try to do that, whether it's you're literally on upside down on the monkey bars or like whatever, because that's my other, in my deck, that's the, actually there it is, the monkey bars. That's so funny that it was on the bottom. This is the hanging around card, the Hanged Man in my handmade deck for the child. So either you want to do something literally where you're changing your perspective, your position. Some people would do yoga and they're like, oh, I see things clearly now. Or just go to a new place entirely. Your mind is going to expand, and this is going to help to basically solve some problems. That's what your higher self is saying. Oh, and there we have it. Go to a higher perspective. Some of you, if you've been dying to travel, this is partly why. Your soul wants to see things from a different perspective, like whether it's a different culture, just new heights for you. It's going to be really good for you. And if you can't travel, again, they're asking you to just do anything new to shift your perspective. Here with the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like overall, again, this is abundance, this is prosperity, this is you being provided for. Someone is protecting you. Someone is really wanting to help to bring this into your life. And we have the 10, 10, 10, I noticed. If you start to see repeating numbers, please know that that is not a coincidence, especially if you keep seeing it over and over again. I do feel a strong sense of communication and answers as well as coming to you. All right. Okay. If you know who this is, please let me know. Anything else? Any other final messages? Higher self of group 3, what would you like to tell them? What else, please? You got another 10. So you got all the 10s except the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. Okay. So this is, again, more support, more communication. They did mention this time the ending of a particular cycle that was stressful for you. I am seeing in the near future you being lifted up by people, supported, and you're celebrating something. More on that, please. Okay, yeah, here it is, 6 of Cups. So this is probably a 3D person versus whatever this was before. This is like an additional person. Hierophant here. And then we have Ace of Cups, 4 of Swords. With this one, I feel like your heart chakra is going to be opening probably exponentially and healing as well. It doesn't just open to be open. This is opening and healing. And I do think that this is going to be attracting very loving energies in your direction in whatever form you want it to. So if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for love, if you're looking for harmony, this is going to come towards you very, very soon. Okay. Yeah. We have the 5 of Wands. The clarity I mentioned earlier was regarding that. If you're currently dealing with some kind of a conflict, especially if it's close to home or close to your heart, this is going to be clarified very soon. So you don't have to really worry about that. I don't know what necessarily the outcome is going to be, but they're saying you're going to have an answer very, very soon. Let me get some final messages from the deck I showed you earlier. This is my handmade deck. If you ordered this and it did not come to you yet, please let me know, okay? But these are I sent them out to everybody, so hopefully it found you. But please let me know, either in the comments or my email I'll put in the description. And whatchamacallit, I was going to tell you also that these are in stock now. If you want to order it, the info is below. Higher self, final messages for group number 3. Oh, this is so cute. Because you're, like, this is the only, I think, the only card I made with the little heart on it. Again, someone is watching over you very closely. I got the color purple and the letter P for purple earlier, but I didn't say it. Now it's confirmed that also could be something significant. Someone is always, always, always thinking about you. It's really nice. We also have the 8 of Imagination or Cups. So again, either travel or moving on or just really expanding yourself. Can we have one final advice for group 3? By the way, with that card, I felt that you're writing your story or rewriting. Okay, this is nice. The final card for you guys, even though I was trying to get advice, I feel like it's a little bit of both. The win. So you're going to have a win very soon. And in terms of advice, they're actually asking you to manifest this win by envisioning it, by believing in it, by believing in yourself. Okay, again, I know that's not always easy to do, but that is the way that this is going to really reach your hands, like be within your hands. Like they said something like reach your fingertips or something like that. So, wow. Yeah, what a reading. I mean, I definitely got lost in the energy. I hope that this all made sense. I hope that it resonated. Thank you to your higher self for the messages. If you did miss my announcement, I'm having an early summer sale on all personal readings, 20% off. The links are below. Thank you guys as always, and I wish you the very, very best, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the blue apatite bracelet. I really like this bracelet. It's supposed to help with your throat chakra and communication and smooth communication. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4, please. Blue apatite bracelet. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. So, higher self of group 4. Higher self of group 4. What is the first thing you would like to tell them, please? Have hope. That's the strongest message. They're saying also there is hope, to just continue to have faith. You will be receiving some very strong confirmation within the next, they were very specific. They said 12 to 48 hours for some reason. You're going to be receiving a very obvious sign. I think only one other group got that. I know signs are something that probably happens to everyone, but for you guys, your higher self specifically is going to be bringing in that sign for you. Okay. Higher self of group number 4. What would you like to tell them? Thank you. The reason why they're telling you to have hope is because they're trying to tell you that everything is working out, right? So when things are not going the way that we planned or want, it is so tempting to give up, right? I think we all have been through this in some way. So your higher self is just reminding you that everything is aligning and the wheels are turning, and a lot of it is going to be happening behind the scenes. But if you don't have that faith and that hope, probably what's going to end up happening is that either you're going to delay that process or you're actually going to block yourself. So if you can surrender and have that hope and faith, then you're going to be very happy with the results. The next card we have here is the Lovers. Do you want to, what is your message there? Higher self. Your higher self said something specific here as well. They said a light is shining down on the both of you. So if you do have someone in your life that you think of, it could be talking about that person. This also could be talking about you and your inner child. Whoever you tend to worry about the most, if you worry about yourself, the light is going to be shining on you and your inner child, or like that other side of you, or your person if there's someone in mind. Can you give us more messages, higher self of group 4? What do they need to know most? Okay, don't hate me, but your higher self did ask you to have more patience. I get it. I understand. It sucks. It's very hard. In my personal experience, having patience does not mean focusing on the thing we're waiting for. It means all the time, it means the opposite, to let it go. And I was just talking about this. Letting go is really difficult. And yeah, I mean, to let go of that thing we're waiting for, we can only, I guess, refocus on something else. So if you can just refocus on your spirituality, refocus on your inner balance, this is really the only thing that's going to release you from any kind of other hold that is happening. So yes, they're asking you to have patience. They're telling you that you're still actively tending to your garden of your life, and you have already planted seeds. And they're helping you to plant more and more and more seeds so that your garden, by the time it blooms, is going to be so outrageously abundant. And if you want those results of abundance in your life and of the fruits of your labor, then just be patient. It's all happening. They're confirming, they're validating that this is all happening, even though it doesn't always look like that. Higher self, what else? Okay, we have the King of Cups. What else about the King of Cups do we need to know? So here they're talking, I think, about your creativity or something that brings you joy. Because they said to me, drink from the cup. That's what they said. Everyone has something different that makes them feel replenished and happy, right? So whether it's your own creativity, whether it's your spirituality, or being in the presence of others, in joy, celebration, whatever it is, your higher self just said, drink from the cup, okay? So again, anything that will provide you some sort of joyous, healthy replenishment, that is what's being advised. Okay, can you tell us about their future, higher self of group 4? Is there anything they need to know about their future, near future? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Kind of feels like you're still waiting for something there. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Page of Wands. The Five of Swords. Okay, and what is the result of this? So they mentioned something, I don't feel like this is for all of you, but this is a very clear indication that there's going to be some communication coming towards you, either you towards someone else or someone towards you. Okay, again, that message is maybe not going to be for everyone, but it's like for maybe 80% of you, some communication is clearly coming towards you. Some of you, it could happen in August. It's kind of going to be all over the map. The when is a little iffy. But this is in the near future, communication coming towards you. I feel that what's relevant here is that there was previously conflict, but someone could be coming forth here with just like a cup of some sort of peace, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like if they're waving the little white flag, you know, they're just like, I come in peace. That's what they said. Okay, what else? Higher self of group number 4. What else do they need to know? What is in their highest good to know? They said now very directly that if you are in the energy of the Five of Cups, whether it's because of sadness or regret or grieving, you know, whatever the case is, they're telling you that this directly takes you out of your power. And when we're out of our power, we are very imbalanced, but it's also our light. Our light becomes, you know, so dim. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, to attract beautiful things into our lives. So they're asking you to pay attention to that. Your higher self didn't even say to you, get out of that energy. They just pointed it out to you in case you weren't aware of it. Now in this card, they're saying you're going to be very relieved once you walk away from that energy. Because once you do, everything is going to brighten for you. Everything is going to just be this light switch that flicks on, and you'll be able to see where you're going. You'll be able to move ahead. How can they do this, please? How can they best do this and release this? You may have to make peace with yourself or even someone else. You might have to speak your truth about something. So if this could resonate, for example, if you just always needed to say something into the universe or to yourself or to another, where you're reciting your truth, you're reciting what you need, or you're just simply having a conversation, you're expressing yourself. And then over here with the Queen of Cups, this is talking about really tapping into the deepest part of your soul, your intuition, and aligning with that. Can you tell us a little bit more about how they can move forward, please? Whoops. How can they move forward? Well, definitely there has to be, I feel, a balance of this energy here, the Nine of Pentacles, because you have the Six of Pentacles as a clarifier. So the balance. If you feel that you've had no self-esteem lately and no sense of freedom and confidence, now is the time to really encourage yourself and to just be more confident within yourself, to remind yourself of all of your strengths and all of your skills, so that you can stand taller. However, the opposite of this, you have to really look at that. They're saying to you, if you've been way too focused on things like the material world, just making money or having some sort of status, they're asking you to actually pull back on that and to focus more on the spiritual perspective. So instead of the material, you're looking inward, you're connecting with divine, you're connecting with your guides. That's the type of balance that they're encouraging. Okay. What else? Anything else about their future? Higher self of group 4. Okay. Ace of Cups made an appearance. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords. the Seven of Wands. It's kind of the same message as before. They're saying that you are going to be moving on from a cycle of pain within your heart. And this is going to give you a strength that you actually don't even recognize because you didn't think that it was there. But you're going to be able to stand up for yourself, to push forward for things that you know are right for you, and you're not going to be uncertain or indecisive about this at all. You're going to know that this is the path for you, and you're not going to feel hesitant anymore. So that's coming. That is the same message, I think. All right. So the final messages I'll get, this is from my handmade deck. Many of you have seen this. If you are interested, they're in stock now. It's the Child Tarot. The link is below. And if you did order this and it's not in transit and you didn't get an email, please let me know right away because I did send them out to everybody. Okay, so final messages. Higher self of group 4. What else do they need to know, please? Okay, Healer of Summertime. This is still the Queen of Wands. I feel like this is you shining in your radiance, regardless, I always say regardless of gender. This is your inner feminine energy, your passion. And this is what is needed right now to enhance your entire life. This is what your inner power looks like. For you guys in particular, your passion is otherworldly. You are connected to the sun itself when it comes to your passions. And what a powerful message that is. Like, I don't think I've ever said that before. You are connected to the sun itself. It's like this, I don't really know anything about like astrology or whatever, but like, it's just that this is your powerhouse, you know, the sun itself. This is you in that vibration. See what I mean? Sorry if I hurt your ears. So that is the way forward. This is a sunflower. This is an actual sunflower. And the Queen of Wands is holding the same sunflower, right? Again, this is you. Sunflowers are kind of obvious because of their gigantic, whatever that brown thing is called. I'm so sorry. You know, their gigantic face. So this is really you in your element, being charismatic, being passionate, being even social, extroverted, even if you're an introvert. You are meant to shine your light with the world, and you are not meant to be in the shadows. That's why, excuse me, that's why this is so important for you to really harness that inner passion, because that is the light. That is just one more light in the world that we need, that we desperately need. There's been so much stuff happening in the world. Okay, we have here Monster in the Dark, which is my version of the Devil card. You see the key right there? You got to grab the key. Your higher self is saying that the key is within your reach. What does that mean? It probably just means that if you have a fear, that you can conquer it, and you actually probably already know how. Many fears can be at least confronted. I don't know about conquered right away, but they can be confronted and faced by just going for it, by doing it, doing the thing that you're afraid of. I know that that's not easy. Believe me, I get it. But what I can tell you from personal experience is that the dread, the anticipation part, that's always way worse than whatever it is that you wanted to face anyway. The dread is the worst part. What else? Any final messages, higher self of group number 4? Thank you. So some final messages. We have here the 4 of Imagination or Cups. We have the Mama card, the Empress, the Fireflies, the Star card, and the Healer of Cicadas or the Queen of Swords. I keep getting this feeling that there's some feminine energy in your aura. There's always like a double feminine for some reason, or like an extra feminine card, and that happened here again. So I just wonder if someone's watching over you. That's all I have to say about that. That's all they really said. So over here with these 2 cards, they're asking you to expand your dreams, expand your visions. So if you were to kind of even symbolically do this, just sort of lie back on the hammock kind of a thing. Try not to close yourself off. There's so many different things to imagine and to hope for, but if you close yourself off, like the child is in this card, then obviously you can't reach for them at all. Here, the child's body language is much more open and just kind of gazing at the fireflies, just having that hope for things. And the final piece of the puzzle is empowerment. Remember I said to you before, your light, your passion. When I think of the Empress or this Mama card, it's very much radiant, okay? Now I'm going to add about this card here is she's actually sewing her pillow, or if she made her own dress. That's kind of the premise behind this card. And she's cooking in the background. There's plants and life surrounding her. So one thing that might inspire you guys in the present is to tap into your creativity. I think creativity, that's something I feel like people just kind of say, but when you do it, it does spark something within yourself. And here, more creativity. This is, actually playing a harp, playing an instrument, singing your song, allowing your inner light to shine as you're channeling it from a higher place. So your higher self is just reminding you of you. I don't know if some of you have maybe forgotten who you are. You feel like a stranger to yourself or something like that. And if that's not the case, it just, things might feel kind of almost like disoriented right now. I do feel like that's going to lift, though. I do feel like it's going to lift soon. All right. And let me just, just for luck, let's get one more pull. Spirit, can we have a final message from Group 4's higher self? What's the final thing they want to tell them? Thank you. Let's see. The Two of Wands. Yeah. So this is you looking into the future, and what you're doing is you're actively manifesting a bright, open potential for your future. So this is you being hopeful. This is you being quite adventurous as well. So in the bottom of the deck, you also have the Death card. So this, I always think of death and rebirth. Okay? If you're not sure of who you are or who you want to be, I feel like that's okay. I said this in one of the other groups. Let this be the opportunity where you begin to discover that, okay? I think I'm going to leave it there, Group 4. This was a really interesting reading. I felt like I was all over the place, but I hope that some of it made sense. Thank you to your higher self for these messages. And if you missed my announcement, I am having an early summer sale of all personal readings are 20% off. The link is below. So thank you guys once again. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.